Hi guys, and welcome to the Narcissist Survival Guide. My name is Trisha, and I'm thrilled that you have found this channel and that you're here today with us. This channel is a safe space for us to talk about all things that survivors of narcissistic abuse need to talk about, to find support, to find healing, and for your true empowerment to become the person that you were meant to be. As you can tell, I'm a little bit stuffed up today, and that's not because I'm sick or anything like that, but it's just because it has been a whirlwind day. I've had so many beautiful people reach out to me and offer support, but I've also had some crazy things going on as well, so we'll get into that in this part of the video as well. But that's why this video is all about narcissist triangulation. So bear with me, and I will share that story and tell you some self-care tips that you can use, practical tips to help you get through the periods when things just seem as tough as they can possibly get. So to start, I'll share a little bit about my journey. I am also a survivor of narcissistic abuse. I'm just getting to the process of getting out of that abuse and separating myself, and it's so important to just try and take space and not engage as much as possible. I understand the pain and the confusion and the isolation that comes with getting out of narcissistic abuse, because that narcissist is oftentimes a very charismatic person and they draw people into their story, and that is what I'm talking about today, triangulation, aka them using flying monkeys. So it's really difficult to heal when you have family and friends and people that you've trusted taking the side of the narcissist and believing their lies. And I couldn't believe how quickly that my narcissist was going around calling my aunts and my sisters. I knew it was going to happen because I've seen what's going on in the comment section of other narcissist channels, and I heard all the stories. So I was kind of prepared for that smear campaign to happen, them going around just telling anybody that will listen about lies. So I tried to get ahead of it and just warn my family to not listen, but unfortunately they didn't. So today I found out that my narcissist was actually able to convince my sister about his lies, and I got a really hurtful set of text messages and phone calls. I won't go into all the nitty-gritty and gruesome details of it all because that doesn't serve us at all. We need to focus on the things that we can change, the things that will make us feel better and heal and get away from all that negativity. If you spend all your time just wallowing in, I can't believe the narcissist did this, or they did this, and I can't believe the person bought it, and all of that, like, you are not living your best life or living the self that you're meant to live. So as much as that stuff is painful and hurtful, cry about it, talk to a dear close friend about it, and then put it aside and move forward. So that's the part that I really want to emphasize today. So yeah, every single day is going to be a new day. You just never know what you're going to wake up and find that they've said or done or are doing to you. But you have to remember that there's value in the experience. There's lessons to be learned and passed on. And one of those big lessons is just to try not to engage. And if you find that they have their flying monkeys, then you really have to be cautious and selective as to what you tell them they're flying monkeys. And if you know people are susceptible to sort of joining their team, then you have to be just guarded in terms of letting your guard down and feeling comfortable and willing to talk to them about anything. Okay, so let me see here. So we're going to talk about what triangulation is. So it's a manipulation tactic at its very core, and it's used by the narcissist to create this insecurity and confusion. And in my case, I really believe that it's being used to squeeze me, as another method of squeezing me to try and get me to come back to him. So he's in every way just like sort of trying to close the fence in on me so that I will come running back to him. And that's just not going to happen. They involve a third party in the relationship and or situation, and they use that third party to try and like hurt you as well. So you might recognize it in different things. Like, I don't want to give any specifics with my situation right now because it's still ongoing. But if you have a situation where the narcissist got into a third party's ear and they use that third party to try and damage you in any way, drop that in the comment section below so that people can relate and see it coming. I found it so helpful to see other people's stories, and I would see my own story woven into other people's stories, and that's really what helped me to wake up from the abuse and get out. So these things can be hurtful and damaging, but remember, it's not a reflection of your personal worth. It's just that person, like, in their desperate attempt to get you back or to damage your reputation. Like, narcissists feel like if you're not for them, that you automatically have to be against them. And so they're trying to hurt you before you can possibly hurt them. There are these wounded children and they're throwing their temper tantrum, and it always gets worse right before they give up. So remember that, and when you're in the lowest place and having the hardest time, just know that your breakthrough is right there at the door. So, like I said, let's not dwell in all the bad stuff. Let's look at coping strategies and ways to help you get beyond that period and just thrive. So first is awareness. You need to know and recognize what's going on before you can step back and not be like emotionally damaged by it or thrown into a tailspin over it. So recognize when like you're being triangulated and take back your control. So awareness of what's happening is the first way for you to take back your control. As soon as I saw what my sister was doing and what my narcissist was doing, I was able to say, you know what, I can't talk right now and I need to go. And I hung up that phone call, and I never felt bad about it because I saw what was happening. I understood it. I wasn't trying to convince my sister or explain it away or try to like make myself feel better about what was going on. I was just like, well, it's triangulation. She's a flying monkey. I see what this is. I know what's going on. This is not healthy, and I need to step back. And so I was able to do that. Second thing you need to be working on is setting boundaries. So you need to set clear boundaries to protect your emotional well-being. So with the narcissist, the boundary was we will only talk through a parenting app, nothing else. Because even with text messages, it was just like all these text messages coming in at all hours of the day and night. And it was just like inappropriate and far too much of an emotional roller coaster, constantly getting these notifications on my phone. So with the parenting app, I turned off notifications. It's only when I open the app do I see what is supposed to be seen. And I only open the app and look at messages when I'm strong and I'm ready. And I don't do it when I'm feeling vulnerable. I'm not checking it at midnight. I'm not checking it, you know, like when I'm out for dinner with a friend. I'm only checking it when I am ready to check it and I am ready to communicate. So setting those boundaries and sticking with them. So even my narcissist would call me and I just wouldn't pick up the phone call because I've already set the boundary that we're only communicating one way on a text messaging app, and that is it. Now with my sister, I'm going to have to set the boundary that I am not talking to you at all because you're not a safe person to talk to. If you're willing to talk to the narcissist and be his flying monkey and come back to me and whatever, I can't trust that whatever I share with you is going to be safe. And so I have to set that boundary. My sister is not a safe place. I can't talk to her about things. So I'm going to rely on my friends, my therapist, my community, like you guys, but she is not a person that can be in the inner workings of my life. It's sad, but that's just sometimes the way that it is. And in keeping with that, the third thing is seeking support. So you really need to be able to reach out to a trusted friend or a therapist who can provide a listening ear and guidance, or just be there to help carry this emotional load. I am so blessed to have a psychotherapist for myself, for my children. I have amazing friends. And then also just having this online community on YouTube has been so invaluable to me. So wherever you can find that support, absolutely reach out to that support system. I also have amazing people at church that have just not only been there shoulder to shoulder with me during this, but they're giving me practical help. If you don't reach out for support, nobody knows what you're going through. And I carried that for 10 years. And when I said I'm no longer holding his secrets anymore, I am going to shed light on the things that have been hidden in darkness all this time. Only good has come from it. So seek support, like ask people that you can trust to be there for you, and they will. People will come out of the woodwork and just be an amazing support. So don't try and go this alone. It is just too long and too difficult of a road for one person. Find a group, find another person that will come alongside you and shoulder some of this emotional upheaval in your life. And if you can get into therapy, absolutely do that. The next thing, number 4, is self-care. So prioritizing self-care activities that nourish your body, mind, and soul are so important. So I found a self-massaging device that you put at the base of your neck, and it just helps release all that tension that we hold in our shoulders and in our bodies throughout the day. And so just a few minutes laying on that every day has helped so much. I also find that taking magnesium supplements as well as adrenal supplements, because my adrenal glands have been just overworked and stressed out from being under this fight or flight situation for so long, has really helped. And then also like meditating and singing worship songs to God, and spending time in my Bible has also just given me so much rest and peace, knowing that we're not alone, that our Creator sees everything we're going through, and He's there with us. So whatever that looks like for you, you need to find a routine that is really going to help you. I also do gratitude journaling every morning with my children, and I also focus on life scripting. So the life that you want, you need to rehearse that in your mind so that it becomes easy in your body. So if you want to learn more about that, I will do a separate video. Just hit the comment section down below and write life scripting. So let me know that you're interested in hearing about that, and I will go through a whole lesson on life scripting. But it was a beautiful practice that I incorporated into my mornings that just set the tone and my attitude for the day, and gave me clarity as to what's important to me and what I should focus on. And so if you're interested in learning more about it, then just write that in the comments below. In keeping with that is also doing things for our physical bodies. So stretching, releasing that tension in our body, dancing, singing, watching funny videos and laughing, going for a walk. Like there's innumerable things that you can do as self-care, taking a hot shower, going for a massage, so many things, so many options, but you have to find what works for you and puts you in that groove where you feel good at the end of it. If you want a video on specifics, I could come up with like 50 different self-care things. So say self-care down in the comment section and I'll work on that video for you. Number 5 is journaling. So along with I kind of briefly mentioned like gratitude journaling or life scripting, journaling is just a place for you to write down your thoughts, your feelings. It helps you process them and just dump them out of your brain, because right now there's just so much going on in our heads and in our bodies. We can't carry it all. So just having a place where you can dump all of those thoughts and feelings just really helps you to rest and not have to carry them and think about them constantly, because you know that you've put them somewhere. So journaling is a beautiful practice, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You don't need a special book for it. You can even just open the notes section on your phone, and like anytime you think of something, you put the date and then you just put it down there. So you have somewhere that you've put it and you've left it. And you can always refer back to it. You can share it with other people, and you always have your phone with you. So it's not an extra thing that you have to carry, or you know, you have to remember to write it down when you get home. Your phone's always with you, and you can add to it whenever you like. So I found that to be really helpful, and I've been doing that for a while now, and I really appreciate that practice. Number 6 is to educate yourself. So knowledge is power. They've always said that. Like, learn about narcissistic behavior, and it will help you to better understand what you're dealing with. The reason I can stay so calm, and the reason that I can handle all the ups and downs and turbulent waters of this abuse is because I've learned about it. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, I remember hearing about this. Oh, yeah, I can't believe it. These guys are like reading from a playbook, and I have the playbook because I've learned about this. So it really helps you to, when you know what you're dealing with, it helps you to step back and be like, this isn't personal. They all do this. This isn't me. This is their craziness. It's showing again. So yeah, I recommend definitely looking into it, finding what you can read about it, getting onto YouTube, watching these videos, subscribing to this channel so I can share the stuff that I learned with you and help you to understand it better. So after saying all of that, I mentioned my self-care, how important self-care is. And so in the mornings, I get up, I pray, and we listen to some uplifting music, and then we write our gratitude journals. And then I have to get back into writing my life scripting journals. And then throughout the day, I will use essential oils, like either diffusing it or like as a roll-on. I will lay on that tension releasing device for my neck. I'll share that with you guys as well. To release the tension in my body, I'll take magnesium and different supplements, including ashwagandha. And then throughout the day, I just take a mindful approach to like breathing, and because you don't realize how like short your breaths are, and your breath is so important to keep you calm and oxygenate your body. So breathing is just one of those like basic things you can do anywhere at any time, and it will change your physiology and just calm your nervous system. So just remember those things, and you can even like set a timer on your phone, and it'll go off every 2 hours. So you just take a 5-minute pause from whatever you're doing and breathe. That's a great practice to have. Stretching and walking, I try and get those things in every day. Talking to a friend is also really key. I try and do that. And then at the end of the day, just having a wind down routine right before bed, and again listening to music, and even just like calming sounds, like the sound of waves crashing or a waterfall, and using essential oils again, and just being patient with myself and compassionate. You know, like if I didn't get all the dishes done, it's okay. You know, tomorrow is a new day. Like prioritizing your own well-being over chores, and giving yourself permission to be okay with that. For years, like I just had all this pressure from the narcissist, and so I always felt in fight or flight, and always felt like, oh no, I have to get up and do this or that because they're going to get angry. So always doing things to pacify them, and now I'm doing things that are in my own best interest, and stepping back and focusing on that, my best interest being the priority. And remember that this community is always here for you. So share your experiences, share your tips. Let me know in the comment section below if I forgot anything that you think is super important. and communicate with one another. We're here, we're in this together, and we can always learn from one another, support one another, and open up the door for our beautiful future selves to walk through in kindness and gentleness. So as we wrap up, I just want to remind you that you are strong, you are resilient, you are deserving of love and happiness and peace and respect. So triangulation is a tactic used by narcissists to try and shake you, to make you unstable, to feel like you're alone in this and that other people are against you. But you have us and we are for you. Don't let it break you. Keep healing, keep growing, and always prioritize your well-being, and you will get through this, and the narcissist will one day just look and see how strong you are and how radiant you are, and they will just leave you alone. So in these dark times, know that they're just pushing you to hopefully break you. You won't let that happen, and we won't either. We're by your side and supporting you. So thanks for joining me today on the Narcissist Survival Guide. And if you found this video helpful, please share it, like it, and subscribe to my channel. And if you can share it with someone that might need it, this might be just the thing that they need to help them break that cycle. Stay strong, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.